Hi, my name is Liz. I work at the Plainview Old Bethpage Library, but what some of you may not know is I also teach a cooking class, cooking demonstration class at the library too. So today I'm going to show you a recipe for chocolate covered matzo toffee. And we'll also be doing Peep s'mores later on. Okay, what the recipe calls for: 5 sheets of matzah, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1½ sticks of butter, a cup of chocolate chips, and chopped nuts. Now for the matzah, I've laid it out. I've used half the recipe because it's just my husband and I here because we're all locked in right now. And I used 2½ sheets instead of the 5 sheets. Depending on the size of your pan, you may use less or more matzah. Okay, so what I have started doing here is I put in the brown sugar and butter. I used unsalted butter, and now it has to cook at a boil for 3 minutes. So I'm going to put the timer on because I'm not very good at remembering when to turn things on and off. So especially when you're doing something that needs to be baked, you need to be accurate. So this is going to it's going to come to a boil, and it has to boil vigorously. And when we're done, we're going to spread it all over the matzah and then put it in the oven for a little while. Now, when you're using the chocolate chips that you're using, they can be milk chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever you have on hand is fine. And as far as the nuts go, I had walnuts, so that's what I used. You can use pecans, or you can make this nut-free. Whatever you feel like doing is fine. As you can see, the consistency here is changing, and it's getting sort of a caramel color. And yeah, it's just gonna get to a certain level, and then when it reaches that point, I'll pour it all over here, all over the matzah, and put it in the oven for a little bit. So while we're in the house here, it's nice to think of recipes that we can bring to the table. This is a little different. I think it tastes like butter crunch. I don't know if you know what butter crunch is, but it sure is delicious. And this is a pretty good example of what you can do with matzah and make it really taste good. So, see, it's getting this like blonde color here as it cooks. And we have a little bit more than a minute to go before we'll spread it onto the to the matzah and put it in the oven. And anyway, these are ingredients that I already had in the house, so I thought it would be, you know, something fun to do and taste delicious too. Believe it or not, it's really good. Okay, so just have about 30 seconds left to go. And we'll be pouring it on the baking sheet. I just keep, even though the recipe said you can stir occasionally, I like to just keep stirring it because I think it just means it's not going to burn. It's all changing color, and we're ready to go here. Okay, so I'm going to pour this over the matzah. Whoops. There we go. I'm going to take one of my favorite tools in the kitchen, which is my offset spatula, and I'm going to just quickly smooth this out because we want all of this delicious brown sugar to be in the right places so that every piece gets a bit of it. Okay, we're almost ready to put this in. Just another moment. Okay. We put this in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes. I'm going to check it at 5 minutes. When you're baking something, it's best to take the minimum amount of time and check it then. And we'll see you when we pull it out of the oven.